Hey, what's up all my stock market homies? It's your trading BFF Kevin from Touchdown Trades, back again with another top penny stocks right now video. In today's video, I will be discussing the top penny stocks to trade right now. But before we begin with this week's top penny stocks, we better recap the last week's video, because if I don't, we'll have tons of people in the comment section crying, "Wah! You never discussed the last week's stocks. What happened? Did they all crash? Did all your trades end up red?" Wah! In last week's video, I talked about WKHS Workhorse Group and discussed how I'd be interested in buying pullbacks into support. Well, WKHS broke over $10, and that created a level support at the $10 area, and I bought a pullback into $10. WKHS proceeded to rocket up to the moon and broke highs at $20 per share. I didn't catch the entire move, but it was a beautiful swing trade and I caught a nice chunk of the move. We also spoke about UONE, or Urban One, and I talked about how I didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't touch it with your money. I wouldn't even touch it if you gave it a bath in hand sanitizer, poured rubbing alcohol all over it, and then disinfected it with Lysol. I talked about how Urban One was headed back to where it came from, and it spent the majority of last week consolidating and just chopping around, and I still believe it's headed lower. We also showcased SHLL, or Tortoise Acquisition Group. I talked about how I'd be interested in buying pullbacks in this SHLL, and Tortoise started the week slow, selling off and breaking down into 25. The old wise tale, the tortoise and the hare, ended up being true, as SHLL offered a nice swing trade off the 25 support level, and I caught almost $5 per share on that trade. Alright traders, now that we've recapped last week's top penny stocks, let's move off into the charts and look at this week's trades. Alright my trader homies, so the first penny stock that we're going to be watching for a swing trade into next week is this GNUS, the retail trader darling. It made a huge move a couple weeks ago when the company announced restructuring and the launch of their Cartoon Kids channel, which they dubbed the free Netflix for kids. And we had a move from under $1 all the way up to over $11, almost $12 a share. It was a huge move, and it got a lot of traders trapped and had traders bag holding on the way down. So the GNUS was up huge last Friday on news that they were coming out with a PR and that they were going to hold a conference call in the next couple days. So this is Friday right here, and we were up from about $2 to almost $4 a share, up over 70% at the highs. But it pulled back, and I think it closed up about 40% at the end of the day. So we do need to be careful when trading this GNUS, because they're the king of dilution. What dilution is basically when you offer more shares to the public in order to raise money for your company for operational expenses or to put money back into the company. But dilution screws the shareholders, because if there's more shares available to be traded, there needs to be more buying in order for the stock to go up. So let's take a look at GNUS, how many shares are available. So the float's kind of small, of only 36 million shares, but there's 200 million shares outstanding. And why that's important is because at any time, the CEO, directors, and management could dump shares in an offering and screw the shareholders. So if you're bag holding this up at $6, $7, $8 and there's an offering, it could drop $3, $4 like that, and you're stuck holding it with no chance to get out because of halts going down. But I'm not going to allow that to keep me from taking a swing trade on this if it's setting up. And it does look like it's setting up. It's looking like it's based out down here at $2, and we may have found some support. So let's dive into a faster time frame and check and see if there's going to be a trade available to be had here. So we can see, let me hide my face real quick. So we can see that we found the support down here, and Friday they came out with the news that they were going to have a PR in the next couple days, and that sent it higher on Friday. So it didn't really get the resolution. It gave that first move, but kind of just chopped around after that and rejected $4. But it is forming a bull flag. Monday morning, if we get a move, kind of just a pullback towards the low of the bull flag, I'm going to look to get long this GNUS, and I'm going to look to have an average price around $3.50, and I'm going to look for a move back towards $4. But I'm not going to go full size because of one reason, and that is dilution. And I'm scared that there could be a public offering throughout the week. So I'm going to look to take a small position, average price at $3.50, and look to take my first take profit at $4 and look to hold a piece to maybe $4.50. So that's the first ticker, GNUS. Let's move on to ticker number 2. Okay, traders, so ticker number 2 is VXRT or VXRT. And I'm not going to lie, I was hating on this. I did a video on VXRT a couple weeks ago, and I was hating on it. I was hating on it for an investment, but it is setting up for a swing trade. And I think there could be some news coming out that's good. So we had the initial move based on news that VXRT was working on a pill form of the Rona virus. So that sent the stock up over 500%, lows of about $2, and we hit highs of almost $14.50. It has since pulled back pretty considerably, but is basing out here. So the company came out with news. The initial move was caused by news that a new CEO was coming in and they were going to focus on finding an oral vaccine for the Rona. The old CEO was more interested in focusing on projects that were already in the pipeline, and the board of directors was not cool with that, so they kind of kicked him to the curb, gave him a cushy spot on the board of directors, and then appointed a new CEO. This is important because, as we all know, all these companies coming out with PRs about working on any type of medication or product that includes the word Rona in it is getting sent higher. And we had that move here. So I'm going to be watching this next week for a swing trade. Even though I trashed the company last week, I don't care about the company. The chart is setting up for a beautiful swing trade, giving us a defined risk down here at this $7 pivot, and we can buy in Monday in this area. We'll say we'll have a 720 average, and we can look for a move back up. I'll take my first profit no earlier than $8, maybe half my position at $8, looking to scale out towards 9 and hold a small piece towards this $10 pivot. So that's the second ticker, VXRT. Not investment for me personally. I don't think they're going to be the ones to figure out the Rona code, the code to the vaccine, but it is setting up. We have the descending triangle for a beautiful little bull flag, descending triangle, low risk swing trade. All right, so that's going to do it for trade number 2 of next week. Let's move on to trade number 3. All right, guys, so trade number 3 that I'm going to be watching for the upcoming week is this WKHS Workhorse Group. It is the penny stock darling at the moment, with retail traders piling in, and it is sent it sky high. We're approaching astronomical moon-like levels here. Before the EV sector was the hottest thing in the market, we were trading in a range of between $1.50 and $4. As money and traders started coming into the electric vehicle sector, we got to move up 1,000% plus, hitting highs on Friday of over almost $23, of $22.90 per share. A crazy move. So I am going to be waiting for a pullback. We do look like we have a little doji volume top. And what that is where you have a huge spike in volume and it pulls back and can't close at the highs. A stock that's truly strong will typically close at the highs and give you a nice solid green bar. But we have that long wick from Friday, so I'm going to be looking for a pullback on Monday. Let's dive into a faster time frame, take a look at the 15-minute chart here, we can see Friday we opened up weak and sold off, kind of just chopped around. We're going to need retail investors to get flushed out of their long positions before we can take a position. But we do have a nice level down here at 15, a beautiful level. Tons of volume traded in this region. We've been testing it the last few days. We came and broke through it here, but we instantly reclaimed it, and that's a sign that the level is indeed valid. So I'm going to be looking on Monday for this WKHS to give us a quick little sell-off. It doesn't necessarily have to be down to 15, but I'm going to be looking for, take a starter position maybe at 1850 and add down towards 15, looking for an average price of $17 per share average price, risking off this 15 level. I'm not going to stop out if we get a flush through the 15, but if we do to get a 15-minute candle close under this level, then I'll be out. And I'm going to be looking to take my first profit target on the way back up. I'll take some off probably around 1850, some at 1910, and I'll be all out before we hit this resistance up near $20. Also, if we get a sell-off Monday and we flush through 20 and then immediately reclaim 20, I will be getting long using $20 as my risk. So there's really no way I'm not taking a trade on this workhorse. I do think we're going to need to flush some retail traders out, but I think this is too strong to pass up. The EV sector is just beautiful right now, and I think there's a trade to be had. So I appreciate the view, guys. Do me one big favor and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe down below. This is the realist trading channel on YouTube. No fake, phony guru baloney here. So subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.